Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Startup UCLA's third annual Summer Accelerator Demo Day program. I'm Jim Stigler, an Associate Dean in Social Sciences, and I just want to welcome everyone here. It's hard to believe that it's 3 years since we founded this program. Tim Groeling, the chair of the Department of Communications, and I sort of did the heavy lifting early on, but now this program has grown much bigger. I want to thank, first of all, the Dean of Social Sciences, Sandro Durante, who's sitting here in the second row, who from the very beginning, even though he knew this wasn't really just a social sciences program, he had very generously funded this program and helped us get it to the next level. I also want to thank Robert Jadon, who you're going to meet in just a couple of minutes, who's been the director of our Summer Accelerator ever since the beginning, and also Deanna Evans. Deanna Evans, who is playing an increasingly important role and is now the Executive Director of Entrepreneurial Programs at UCLA. And the Startup UCLA initiative is growing. In fact, this year we just took in a grant from the Blackstone Charitable Foundation to expand the program to include something called Blackstone Launchpad, which especially those of you who are at UCLA as students will hear about more in the fall, but it's broadening our program to be more inclusive and to include people at various levels of the entrepreneurial process. To support making the program bigger and making it campus-wide, recently we've moved this program from under the Division of Social Sciences to the Division of, I'll probably get these names wrong, Undergraduate Education, and it's my real pleasure to introduce to all of you tonight Pat Turner, who is the Vice Provost and Dean of Undergraduate Education at UCLA, and she's going to make a couple of remarks now. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim, and thanks to you. You've really worked hard on this program from the beginning. Let's give Jim a round of applause. I'm really excited to be back. This event last year was one of the highlights of the fall, and I think that it was the presentation on wine lust that made me think, I really want that program to be a part of undergraduate education. And so I'm really happy that during the past year, Sandro and I have been able to work together to facilitate that. One of the most exciting pieces of news during the year, as Jim referenced, was when we learned this past spring that the Blackstone Charitable Foundation was awarding a 3-year, $3.5 million grant to establish a partnership between UCLA, UCI, USC, and the LAEDC by creating the Blackstone Launchpad programs on the campuses in that partnership. The UCLA Blackstone Launchpad will be taking off this fall, and it will be located in Cavell Commons. It will be open to students regardless of major, and it will offer venture consulting, events, and a network of venture coaches and an entrepreneurial support system. So we're really looking forward, as Jim said, to expanding the kinds of ways our entrepreneurs on campus can get support from our faculty, our alumni, and our various partners. So I look forward to the continued success of Startup UCLA with these exciting programs. And at this point, I think we all want to get to you students, and we'll get a little closer to that by my introducing Robert Jadon.
Okay, thank you, Dean Turner. So there's been a lot of support here on campus at UCLA to get this program off the ground, but in addition to that, we've also had some partners who've really helped keep things moving here and evolve the program. And the first one that we want to talk about is Lightspeed Venture Partners. And Lightspeed joined us as a sponsor 2 years ago. They're a leading provider of early stage venture capital, and over the last 2 decades, they've backed more than 200 companies, many of which have become leaders in their respective industries. They are currently investing out of Lightspeed 10, a $625 million fund. and it's focused on early and expansion stage investments in the consumer enterprise tech markets. Their team invests in the US and internationally with investment professionals in Silicon Valley, India, Israel, and China with Lightspeed China partners. Prominent Lightspeed portfolio companies in the Los Angeles area include The Honest Company, Snapchat, Whisper, and Zest Finance. And so we'd really like to thank them for their support. And in addition to Lightspeed, we also wanted to highlight our support from Manat Digital Media. In particular, we have tonight, who will come up to say a few words here, is Sarah Ferguson-Chambliss, who came by and did a couple of incredible talks for the teams, did numerous office hours with them, providing insight and guidance. And with that, I wanted to bring up Sarah so she could say a few words.
Thanks, Robert. I think I'm the last one standing between you guys and the presentation, so I'm going to be very brief. My name is Sarah Chambliss, and I've had the privilege of working with the teams this summer on the various issues that startups face, and because they are entrepreneurs, they are constantly facing new issues, new and interesting issues that I've probably never heard of before. So I'm always really excited to sit down with the teams and talk to them about what they're going through, because it really pushes me as an attorney. It challenges me to learn more. So thank you guys for giving me that opportunity this summer. I am with Manat Digital Media, which is a division of Manat Phelps and Phillips. Manat is a professional services firm, a national firm with 8 offices nationwide. We have 400 professionals. We are California-based. LA is in our DNA through and through. We have 5 offices here in California, but LA is our largest office nationwide. And I say professional services because most people think of us as a law firm, but we also provide business advisory and consulting services in the industry verticals of digital media and healthcare. So Manat Digital Media, we were proud to launch in May of 2013, and it is a standalone division of our firm that provides business and legal wraparound services for companies in digital media, including startups. We also have a venture fund. We've had a venture fund for 14 years. Most people don't know that about us. It's a little well-kept secret of ours. But as a result, we are quite literally invested in the startup scene here in Los Angeles. And like I said, very glad to be a part of this program, very privileged to work with the teams. So thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. So this is, as was mentioned before by Jim, our 3rd year doing the program, and we've had almost 30 companies go through it now. So it started to mature. I guess if you were thinking about it as a startup, we might have gotten our Series A at this point. So we're out of the garage. We're maybe still not far off of ramen, but we're moving up a little bit here. So there's been a lot of exciting advancements with the program. In November, we actually had our first company get acquired. We've had a number of companies go on to other accelerators across the country, as well as ones here in Los Angeles. And we've had companies out getting significant raises. And so there's been lots of great progress throughout, in a variety of different sectors. And so we're really excited about that. For those of you who are not as familiar with the program and what we do, it's basically, the Summer Accelerator is basically a 10-week entrepreneurship boot camp. So we're doing everything we can to get these companies to have the best chance for success. And what does that actually mean? It's basically, we are connecting them into the best people possible, and we do that through a variety of methods. The first is that we have our speaker series where entrepreneurs and investors come in to class and talk. They give their firsthand experiences, the insights and guidance that has made them successful. We also have our skill series, which is when subject matter experts come in and do talks that will translate into hard skills for these teams. Many of them are first-time entrepreneurs, so getting those skills works well, and we feel it complements their skill set. Additionally, we also, for the first time this year, opened up our program to the outside community. So we felt like we had a really incredible thing going the first 2 years, but we felt like we wanted to have the community brought in, and we had great response throughout. And it's wonderful to see a lot of familiar faces here in the audience, because we think that's really what's going to translate into making, some serious strides in Los Angeles and the entrepreneurial community here. So with that in mind, I hope you get a great overview. You can also join our email list or follow us on Facebook, so please do. You're also welcome to tweet about the event tonight. What you're going to be seeing is that we have 8 teams presenting. They're going to be doing 5-minute pitches, and they don't actually ask for money. So a lot of times people are going to say, well, how much are you raising? You're welcome to discuss that with them at the booths afterwards. There's no judging. There's no voting. I always say it's almost like picking between your kids. So a lot of times people want to have a winner. There's no winner here. But it'll be great for you. So if you have questions, make sure to hone in on who you want to talk with afterwards, and they'll be available in the lobby here. We also wanted to highlight that we also have 2 teams that are part of our Eureka program, which is a partnership with ITMO University in St. Petersburg, and you'll be hearing from them tonight as well. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into our first presentation here, which will be from Enru.
So I get to be lucky number 1.
All right, 1 second.
No problem. Can everyone hear me okay? I know you probably heard me laugh in the corner when I had my mic on, unfortunately. But okay. So I've worked in international development for a long time with organizations that are on the ground in communities just like this. But I felt like I wasn't able to make a continuous and substantial difference when I came back home in my daily life. And I'm not the only one. Forbes just came out with a survey that said over 50% of people are looking for tangible ways to make a difference in their day-to-day habits, but really have no means to do so on their own. And Enru is the solution. We're an online, content-driven marketplace for the conscious consumer to shop for products that are created in developing communities worldwide. We empower consumers to have a voice in the decisions that they make and to directly see how every single purchase makes an impact. Consumers can come onto our site and explore beautiful jewelry from Laos, freshly roasted coffee from Rwanda, one-of-a-kind home goods from northern Uganda, and so many additional fashion, lifestyles, apparel products. We started out by partnering with organizations that I had worked with before that focused on community development and employed the local community to create these beautiful products and support the causes that they were already doing within that area. We're partnered with over 30 different brands. We have over 400 different products and have a waiting list of brands that have already applied to sell with Enru in the future. What truly makes us unique is that our social core mission allows us to be a content-driven commerce site. With beautiful photos, vivid videos, and compelling stories, we're able to really build a visual experience for the customer to explore, to see who made their product, where it was created, and understand how their purchase directly invests in an individual and their community for generations to come. So we target both males and females aged about 20 to 40 years old that spend over $200 billion a year. 3.5% of this is spent on products that you would find similar to that on Enru's site, and 50% of consumers have said that they want to use their dollar as a vote to help support social impact brands create a better and brighter world. This leads us to our $3.5 billion market. And in order for us to target this market, we're focusing on 4 main components. First, like I mentioned, is content creation, to build a deeper, engaging experience for the consumer to connect with the product. For example, one of our products is made in Laos. It's actually recycled from bomb material that was dropped in that local area. When you buy this bracelet, you not only invest in the individual who created it, but you also provide additional support for the programs to help debomb the local area. This content really allows us to tell a unique story to build a strong customer base for people to come back, share, and purchase repeatedly. Now, there are one of the ways that we're really trying to really connect with our first adopters is to connect with those that are activism and social impact brands that are already existing. This allows us to build a strong basis of brand ambassadors that are really going to be passionate about purchasing and sharing. Next, we're building a network of influencers working with celebrities like Olivia Wilde to really help us tell our story on a national level. This will allow us to engage more and more people and show them exactly how purchasing can really change the world. Lastly, it's so incredibly important for us to allow our content, our videos, our stories to be shared by the consumers that love telling their friends and family how they're able to make an impact just by sitting in front of their computer and shopping. We want people to share on social and, of course, tell all of their friends by word of mouth. This is our entire marketing plan. So there are other brands that are tackling this issue, but what we've seen is that consumers are really having a hard time because they're disconnected with the exact story of how their products make an impact. We know that our combination of creative content, one-of-a-kind products from all corners of the world, and our strategic, sustainable impact will create a revolutionary experience online. These are some of our competitors. So my name is Ann Wang. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Enru. Along with my co-founder, Jessica, who's here, we're a really dynamic team that merges two very different backgrounds, international activism and fashion marketing. Along with us is a team of 4 that has great experience in UX, marketing, content creation, and business development. We've already created a demo site and have been able to engage with over 300 active consumers. They've been able to tell us what products they love, what content they want to share, and just give us continuous feedback about the brand. That has really set us up to launch Enru on a national level this winter with influencers like Olivia Wilde. In order to launch, we're searching for individuals, either advisors and talent, who have great backgrounds in social impact investing, marketing and customer acquisition, and a creative director to tell that story even better. We invite you to join us to make an impact in your everyday life. Enru, empowering you to empower others. Thank you so much.
Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? No. Hi. I'm a bit nervous. Have you ever texted someone and had it go wrong terribly? It always happens. It can be embarrassing, sometimes funny, but always annoying. Because unlike talking, texting is not natural. You don't see babies use their thumb to tell their mothers that they're hungry. And even for adults, it's not always the easiest thing to thumb out the correct messages. And even if you manage to thumb out the right thing, it can be misunderstood sometimes. How about a telephone call? Calling is much better at getting a message across and expressing your emotions, such as excitement or unhappiness. But we're all busy. It is a huge commitment to stop what we're doing right now and get on a phone call. And let me ask you, audience, this question. How many of you guys still have your phone not on silent? And if you don't, better now. Why do you think you should disable this entire method of communication for the duration of this talk? Because unlike texting, phone calls can be intrusive and demanding sometimes. Wouldn't it be better if there was a way to send messages quickly with both the power of voice and the convenience of texting? And that's Talkly. It is an incredibly simple and frictionless app that brings the messaging experience to a new level. And let's see how easy it is to send and receive a message.
Hey dude, I'm going to the beach. You want to join me? Hey dude, I'm going to the beach. You want to
So as we have just seen on Talkly, if you want to send a message, all you need to do is just hold your finger on the contact's name and start recording immediately. Once you release your finger, the message appears on the receiver's device. By a simple tap, they can choose to listen to it whenever they want. And it's just that simple. While speaking and listening is incredibly simple on Talkly. What if you're in an auditorium like this, watching a fascinating presentation by me, and just not comfortable listening to it at the moment? Well, just swipe left, and you can see a transcription of the message, and you can reply to the sender as if you're just texting. The app also works across platforms, and it's inherently viral. On iOS, with all of your local contacts, you can send a message to anyone, whether they have the app or not. For those who don't have the app, you can still use Talkly to send a voice message, and they will receive the transcription via text, and they can reply to you directly via text. If you had seen this announcement on Tuesday, you might think that wearables can be the future of mobile. And on such a small screen, keyboards are just not going to work. They're not practical. So instead of keying in the exact words, now you can use Talkly to hold and talk. Privacy has also become an increasingly important issue. Things you say on the internet or the pictures you take with your phone can hurt you one day. And we understand that. So we designed Talkly to allow messages to disappear completely after being played. And now, feel free to talk. With Talkly, imagine when you're at a game, when we beat the USC the third time in football this year. You can choose to either send a text message, USC really sucks, to remind your misguided USC friends. Or wouldn't it be much sweeter to say, hey, you really suck, with the echoing of the crowd in the background to them? I know what I would do. Snap messaging has evolved, as seen by the popularity of Snapchat, WhatsApp, and iMessage. They've all changed profoundly the way we communicate with each other. 400 million snaps sent every day. 50 billion messages sent via WhatsApp every day. And 161 billion text messages sent every day. The proliferation of messaging platform has created massive market potentials, and of course, competition. Talkly will stand out because it's extremely simple, ephemeral, and it gives you the richness of your voice. We're also confident because of our team. I'm Hao, the co-founder and CEO of Talkly, along with my co-founder, Andrew, and Quina, our designer. Our team is still small, yet dynamic and balanced. We have previously built another app that is a voice-based social network, and we're passionate about the power of voice. Talkly, give your message a voice.
So, my name is Ivan. I am a CEO of Astera, and I am finishing my PhD in computer science. Our team includes 3 other PhD and 1 professor, and a dozen of experienced networking engineers. If you look at IT infrastructure in general, it's not only servers, but it is also networking and storage. Providers' networks often are distributed to several continents. Our goal is to solve the problem of networking management in large providers' companies, such as Rackspace. Buying gear from traditional vendors like a Cisco isn't affordable for large providers because their networks are too large and grow too fast. The only way to afford it is to design and build own hardware from commodity parts and order directly from Asia manufacturers. For example, traditional vendor switch costs $20,000, but make it directly in China costs $500. In 2011, when we were working on our PhDs, we were faced with the problem of networking management. We realized that we couldn't program networks like we program computers. In the following 3 years, we tested an approach of network management called network virtualization in large internet service provider network. Our approach allows for every company to order a personal and customizable design of hardware architecture from commodity parts. This allows unprecedented scalability of networks and reducing cost up to 40 times less rather than buying hardware from vendors like a Cisco. Furthermore, this commodity hardware will be managed by our virtualization software platform, which allows to program a network like we program cloud servers. With our approach, companies can manage their networks and existing networking infrastructure. Currently, there are a couple of other networking virtualization solutions in beta testing. One of them doesn't offer affordable hardware. It works in alliance with traditional vendors, in particular with Dell. Software license per server costs $6,000, but it is impossible for large providers to buy license for $6,000 for each server because they have millions of servers. Second solution allows buying hardware from Asian vendors, but prices is significantly higher than ours. And today, their solutions has problems with scalability. When we were completing our PhD, we used experimental approach and hundreds of tries to incrementally evaluate and modify the Astera approach in a large service provider network. We achieved well scalability of software and increasing bandwidth throughput 4 times compared to the throughput before deployment. Currently, our business model is to give our software to customers for free and have revenue from support and service to achieve mainstream adoption. Later, we plan to sell software for very affordable prices. During the summer of 2014, Astera started working with Rackspace. Rackspace is the owner of one of the largest IT infrastructures in the world. Today, we are looking for providers for free deployments of our networking fabric, and we can offer the best prices at the market. Astera, receive networking.
So which one? Can you guys hear me? Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Hi. So every day, people want to play. They want to have fun, and they want to be surprised. Remember when you were a kid and you used to run around with a looking glass, looking for clues, hunting for them, hoping that you would run into a treasure? Just like Sherlock Holmes. Or perhaps
you sympathize with the wonderment and excitement that Charlie felt when he opened his chocolate bar and discovered the golden ticket to the Willy Wonka factory. Perhaps you were just giddy and happy when you discovered Waldo, wherever he was hiding, again. For some reason, though, we all decided to grow up and get really, really serious. Enter the Daily Hunt. We're here to surprise you. And we decided to get started a couple weeks ago by creating treasure hunts. Now, we did so by creating little clues that we set up physically in order to engage the offline world, as well as complementing with existing social media applications, like Instagram and Facebook, to do this easily and quickly. So we started with Starbucks on the UCLA campus, and we hid some Starbucks gift cards. We then placed different clues around key areas of the campus, like the Broon Bear's open mouth. People started to find these clues and interact with them. Ultimately, they found the gift cards, and they were really excited, and they shared that with us. So we decided to do another one, this time with jewelry and makeup. So again, we decided to glam up the sculpture garden. People found Mr. Murphy really interesting looking like this, and so did the other sculptures. So again, people were very engaged, and they were super psyched to have clues that were both treasures, as well as these boxes of jewelry and makeup that they found. So we had a very small but strong portfolio, and we went ahead and decided to talk to Whole Foods. And they officially partnered with us to set up some treasure hunts during the Santa Monica Concert Twilight series. And we really got to capitalize on that crowd. So we went ahead and did some healthy clues, putting clues with tags like apples and things like that. And we had people at the Santa Monica Twilight Concert series running around looking for these treasures that were relevant to the actual occasion, like a picnic basket. Now, this really resonated with Whole Foods, enough so that we're now ready to set up hunts with them on a regular basis. Sunday, Hunt Day. Now, this is to engage children and make shopping a fun experience for them so that they win over the hearts of their parents. And that's just a sample of what these treasure hunts can do through the daily hunt. So with just these, we realized that treasure hunts was just the start, because what really matters is the power of crowds incentivized by brands via games. So we really took a minute and took a step back and thought about what we'd done. And we realized that if we want to grow and scale, we need to do more than just treasure hunts. So we decided to do just this, all social media and urban games, aggregating them, curating them, and enabling them. We were more than just treasure hunts now. We were about questions and answers. We were about selfie contests, which are so popular, yet they're scattered all over the internet, so they're not efficient to their potential, as well as riddles. And this is the Data Hunt today. The Data Hunt is an application where people can go and check out nearby hunts, as well as online ones. So for example, let's say you're walking around and there's a treasure hunt going on. You would miss out on that opportunity, but with our application, you would get a notification that's happening using iBeacon technology. Or maybe you're about to buy an American Apparel outfit at full price. But with this application, you realize that if you take a selfie of an outfit in that store, you get that item for free. Or what if you're walking around and you're actually just on your phone this time, and you see that there's a riddle, and if you answer the riddle, you get an item for free or a gift card. And you're able to track all of those things, what you've played, what you've won, on your own profile page. Now, we use this profile page to gather data about you. And through this data, we're actually going to use it for ourselves, but we're also going to curate a list of games that are perfect for you. So that next time you come, this is customized to your taste. So this is the perfect place for you to find games, to play them. But I'm fascinated with crowdsourcing. So I want this to also become a place for you to post games. And this may be because you want to post a game for your family or for your friends, or maybe you yourself have your own product that you're trying to market. So what did we just do here? We went from being a platform where people can play to actually a tool place, and we will open up these tools to you. We're now a marketing service as well. So who's our target market? Like I said, there's the players. These are people that, social media fanatics, or like hipsters that are trying to unlock their city, or any company or college that's trying to engage their employees and students. Anybody really who's looking for a fun game experience in a fun, easy, free way. Our players can also become posters, like I just told you. But the main target market for our posters are really marketing teams that are sick of the high costs of doing all these types of awesome marketing strategies, as well as influencers that want to reach their fans in a new, unique way, and any brand that's product or service that wants to finally deliver on a brand experience that they do little more than speak of usually. So posters can post themselves, but we also are a creative agency. And this is something we have been doing and are doing and making money off of doing. Why would we be used as a creative agency? Well, because we're at the intersection of content, context, and connectivity. What does that mean? Well, content, we curate these games, and we capitalize on our expertise from all the treasure hunts and the other games that we've been doing. And in terms of context and connectivity, we manage to both keep high engagement in the offline space and high growth in the social media and tech space. So our team is focused on growing organically via our creative agency revenue, as well as just gaining a portfolio of brands, because our brands are what matter the most. As clients, as well as partners, they are essential to us. And we're lucky to be partners with some of these. As a matter of fact, you guys are lucky that we're partners with some of these as well, because it's time to play. And you guys can win from Prize Candle, Just Fab, Wonder Bag, as well as Ellie this evening. All you guys have to do is take part in the games that are set up at the table outside. These prize candles have rings inside of them that are valued between $5 and $5,000. If you guys want to win one, you guys have to tweet or Instagram your most romantic proposal idea or from a movie. For a Wonder Bag, you just have to tell us what recipe you would cook in this awesome eco-friendly BOGO slow cooker. To win yoga clothes, you guys have to strike a yoga pose on our yoga mat outside and Instagram it. And to win shoes, you guys have to take advantage of your drawing expertise and draw a shoe or send us a drawing of a shoe if you already have one. And I know these are very woman-oriented, but men, the ladies in your life will be very happy if you come home with a gift, and you'll be happy because you didn't even pay for it. This is the new type of shopping. So, the Daily Hunt, finding free fun.
Yeah, it's good. Okay. So typically, the reason we go on vacation is because we wish to escape from our work in hopes of finding relaxation and just enjoying ourselves. So you can see why it confuses me as to why the top leading travel agency sites, such as Hotels.com, Expedia, Hipmonk, make the booking process such a tedious and kind of stressful process. So I hope you guys are open to change, because I'm tired of this norm, the norm which is Hotels.com, this booking process. And all of us at MintPack are tired of it. So we decided we're going to give you something different. Hotels and finding them should be a fun experience. And that's what we went after when we gave and made MintPack. MintPack is not like the norm. This is what you see when you go onto Expedia, Hotels.com, Kayak, or Hotwire. You see what looks like a billboard of information that's presented to you in a way that you have to go one by one through and find the perfect hotel for yourself. It's almost a job. This isn't simplifying technology. This is just another task for you. It sort of reminds me of a war quote that I know that says, "A good decision now is better than a great decision later." And while that holds true in the heat of battle, I don't think it has any truth in the travel booking industry. I mean, they had 10 years basically to perfect the technology of which we have today. And this is what they've given us? No, I think we deserve a little better. No more tab hoarding, comparing over 50 different sites. I know we've all been victim to this. I have also had my computer looking like this multiple times. And I've spent countless hours comparing hotels and getting just stressed out. I'm sick of it. And I know some of you guys are as well. So we made MintPack to solve these problems. To use MintPack, simply all you need to fill out is 4 parameters. 1, where you're going. 2, when you're going to go. 3, the price range that you feel comfortable with paying. And 4, your your quality, your minimum quality rating. So a 5-star ranking system, 1 through 5. You fill those out, and you hit search. And this is where the beautiful thing starts to happen. This is where our technology starts to kick in. We don't list it like Expedia. We give you 20 hotels. We pull them off the internet, the 20 best hotels that meet your criteria, which is your price range, your minimum quality, and the location, of course. And we give you a fun little way to discover which hotel best suits your needs. We pull images from social media sites, from Expedia itself, and other user-generated methods, and we present them to you in a little game where you swipe right if you like what you see, or you swipe left on the image if you don't like what you see. And so we never tell you which hotel the image correlates to. So for instance, if you see a gym and they have a Bowflex, treadmill, an elliptical, and a great set of weights, and working out is essential to your hotel, your choice hotel, of course you're going to swipe right on it, indicating that you like this image. If you see one rusty dumbbell, which, I mean, I've been to a hotel that the gym is a joke, of course you're going to swipe left on it, indicating you don't enjoy that. Say you're traveling during March Madness, and you want to watch all the games, you know? Well, you're going to need somewhere to do that. So an image of a sports bar pops up. It's in the hotel lobby. Okay, well, that looks like it's going to meet your needs. It has 50 plasma screen TVs. Swipe right on it. And so you guys get the idea. And so you do this for however long you wish, let's say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you hit results. And this is where the magic really starts to happen. We give you a feedback of the data that you actually gave us, that you yourself told us that you liked. So 94% of the images that correlated to the Sheraton, you swiped right on. 88% of the images that you saw that correlated to the Intercontinental, you swiped right on, saying you liked. And 82% of the images correlating to the Radisson, you told us you liked, you enjoyed. I don't know about you, but this is a way better layout than the hundreds of little thumbnails and miscellaneous information that Expedia gives us. And it's a fun way to quickly see which one we really, truly enjoy the most. And on top of that, we have a great, simple, elegant, intuitive user interface. So you find the hotel that you've liked the most, and just finish your whole ordeal and book now right through our app. Just hit that, and your travel booking is over. No more tab hoarding, no more countless hours. Simple as that. And so while that's a great feature in itself, we thought, what else can we do? How can we make this app even better? And so this next feature that I'm going to talk about might hit home with a few of you in the audience. I don't know how many of you guys have a friend or a family member, but if you do, then you're going to be one of the people using this feature. Group Pack. Let me just give you a little scenario. 3 guys, myself, my friend Paul, and another friend Frank, are all together. Paul's been reading a book on how to count cards, and he wants to go to Vegas and recreate the movie 21. We're all like, that's a great idea, Paul. Let's go to Vegas. But the only methods we have to plan a trip to Vegas is to use Expedia or all these other traditional methods. And so I go and I tab hoard away. I spend hours and I find a hotel that meets my needs. I go, Paul, I found it. I tab hoarded. I got stressed out, but I found the perfect hotel. And he goes, oh, great, the Venetian. That's actually on my price range. I'm sorry, I can't do it. And I go, okay, great. I'm going to go back to the drawing board, and I tab hoard again. I find another hotel. Now it meets both of our needs. I go, okay, Paul, Circus, how about that? He's like, oh, that's great. You know, that meets my needs as well. I go to Frank. Okay, we're going to stay at Circus. Let's get the money together. Let's book it. Oh, no, I don't like their pool. Well, now we have another problem. Now I'm going back for a 3rd time. I'm stressed out. I'm not having fun. And now our vacation's already off to a bad start. So with Group Pack, we solve this problem. Simply, in this scenario, all I would do is invite Paul and Frank to a Group Pack session. From there, they all set their own parameters, so their own price range, their own quality, the minimum quality requirement, and then they get the top 20 hotels that meet their specifications. They then swipe right and left, indicating whether they like a photo they see or they dislike something they see. And then at the end, when we all hit results, it shows us the most mutually agreed upon hotel. So without double guessing ourselves or going back and tab hoarding and and just getting frustrated and not having fun, this simply outlines the hotel that we all agree on. And so Paul liked 95% of the images that correlated to the win. Frank liked 92% of the images that correlated to the win. And you can see my rating up in the top left. Very simple to understand, very easy to use. And from there, I just hit book now. Maybe I give them a courtesy call just to double check. And I mean, that's great. That's really amazing technology. But what's even better is if I could share this price. Why should I pay the $351? You know, my two other friends, Paul and Frank, are going. And Paul knows how to card count. He's going to make a lot more money than I am. I'm losing money. So why not split the fare? So we have an option that allows you to split that fare with your other friends right before you pay for the room. Makes a lot of sense. I don't see anyone else doing it. Why not? You know, very useful, needs to be done, and that's why we're doing it. We deserve better, and that's why we're giving you this. So let me talk about the industry in itself. The online travel agent industry is a $278 billion industry. And while I'm not saying we're going to go out and capture 100% of it, all I'm saying is with a number like that, there's a lot of wiggle room to make a pretty penny. At $278 billion, the wiggle room is so large you can make multiple pretty pennies. And we're going to do so by using a very well-known model, a business model, which is the referral process. So how you do referrals is basically, if you don't know, since we're giving the hotels business that they otherwise would not have received, the hotels then return us the favor by giving us a cut of the booking fee. It's a very simple, easy to understand business model. It's been proven to work, and it's very profitable. So our team consists of 4 co-founders, Anthony, Cameron, Chen, and myself. And together, we not only consist of backgrounds ranging through economics, computer science, engineering. We have a software engineer at Google, health. But more importantly, as a team, we know how to have a crazy time together. We know how to make crazy ideas. And most importantly, we know how to turn those crazy ideas into brilliant products. So thank you for your time, and I hope you come out to our booth after this and check out MintPack. Thank you.
3 years ago, I was a senior in high school, and I had just gotten into my dream school, UCLA. At the time, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my free time. I have always had a strong passion for sports and social media, and it was during the same time that I was presented with a new project by Nish Patel, an acquaintance at the time who would turn into both a good friend and startup partner. Through persistence and consistency, we were able to gain a large social following and traction. This would lead to the formation of our company, HypeHun. HypeHun is a media company that capitalizes off of viral content and in turn turns that into long-tail business models. This is an example of a viral content that we generated, and this was the first meme that we created 3 years ago. At HypeHun, we try to do things a little bit differently. We first gain the traction, and then we develop properties relevant to it. Our current state. We have 10 million fans and followers throughout Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our major vertical currently is sports, focusing on football, basketball, and soccer, as well as other sports. However, we are tapping into the entertainment industry. We continue to grow at over 100,000 new followers and fans every week. And in terms of revenue, we generated over $100,000 in the past year alone. Every month, we receive 15 million page views, and we have a bounce rate of under 20%. The lower the bounce rate, the better, as that means that users are able to find the content that they want and view more pages. Each user views about 12 pages per visit. and spends about 5 minutes every time they visit. Now that we have built such a large social following, we are building team-specific platforms. This targets truly passionate fans. We are first starting with the NBA and the team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just this summer, the decision by LeBron James to return back to Cleveland was a huge breaking news in the sports world, and we were able to capitalize on this by creating Cavs Nation. Just today, we broke 100,000 fans in just 5 weeks. And to give you an idea of our reach, this is about 1 in every 4 people in Cleveland. We are the largest Cavs fan on the web. We are the largest Cavs fan site on the web, and we already have been in touch with the Cavs organization for press passes. We recruited writers through our Facebook page and received over 150 applications, from which we chose 15 of the best writers, and some contribute daily. With the success of Cavs Nation, we are duplicating the same business model onto other NBA teams. We have already started the process with the Oklahoma City Thunder and Thunder Nation, which has 65,000 fans, as well as the Chicago Bulls and Bulls Nation, which has almost 50,000 fans. After we duplicate this process with all 30 NBA teams, we are then going to move on to the NFL market. And after the NFL market, we're then going to move on to other sports markets like soccer. By creating these team-specific platforms, we are able to create a network of highly engaged fans. Along with creating team-specific platforms, we are also developing an influencer network. The influencer network serves as a monetization platform for people with large social followings. This is how it would work. An influencer would be able to find content that is relevant to them on our media properties, and they would share it in turn for a revenue share on our end, based on the amount of traffic that they can drive to that content. This incentivizes influencers to share content that they already naturally would. Our team consists of 9 people. Nish Patel is our co-founder and CEO and handles all the business development. I'm Will He, and I'm the co-founder and COO, and I handle all of the daily operations for our media properties. Scott Langdon is our CMO and handles all of our marketing and content management. We also have a development team of 6 people. So what we are looking for now is an advertising network and direct sales team that can provide us constant and steady revenue flow. By having predictable revenue flow, we can then scale at a much faster rate and hire more content creators as well as writers. In the meantime, we will continue to grow HiPun into a large media property with significant reach. HiPun, content by fans for fans.
Have you ever tried to use dating apps? I've tried. And before I get married, I've tried to use a bunch of them. And what I had a lot of connections that was really meaningless for me. And I had tons of wasted time. And that way, how we decide that dating is broken. There are a couple of problems. Some services have a fast registration process, and it's good. But as a result, I can see too many random people in my feed. And this profile looks really meaningless for me. And I can't understand what I have in common with these people on the photos. In other services, you should fill out long questionnaire and give answers to tons of questions. And it's boring, yep? And you will spend a couple of hours before get any results. And we decided that we can resolve these problems in Soulmater. We believe that you already have information about you in your social media profiles. For example, in Facebook or Instagram. And we can grab this information and find people with something common with you based on your social media profile. Soulmater makes dating easy. Just log on with your social media. Then we will grab information from your profile. And after 10 seconds, you will get feed of your soulmates. That was Soulmater. What about our target audience? It's Soulmater made for people aged between 18 and 40 years old and actively using social networks. And for people that don't want to spend a lot of time in dating. Now we focused on Russian market because there are not a big amount of competitors, and we work with wiki.com. It's just the favorite, the most popular social network in Russia. It's just Russian Facebook. And now Soulmater presented by mobile-ready website and iPhone apps. What main features of these apps? You have something in common with every people that you can see in your feed, and you can easy to start conversation because you can see what you have in common. What about current progress? We don't have any paid marketing yet, and now we have 35,000 of people in total, and 600 of people daily, and 3,000 of people monthly. And now we have up to 200 of new users per day. The global marketing of dating is huge, big, and only in Russia, in Eastern Europe countries, we have more than 200 millions of annual revenue, and we have 2 billions worldwide, and this market is growing year to year. We have a freemium monetization model. It means that you can use our service without any payments, but you can pay for improvements. We checked our payment ability, and by easy feature that allows you to directly go to the profile of some people in your feed in social network. And in the future, we want to work with smart filters. That filters will allow you to tune approach of search. My name is Max. I have more than 8 years of experience in work in positions from developer to product manager in large companies. And we are a team of 4. We are a cross-functional team with server-side and client-side developers and UX/UI designer. And together we shipped 10 mobile apps as a contract developers, and we already have 4 own apps. And what's next? We believe that we checked initial hypothesis in Russia, and we're going to go ahead. We're going to launch Instagram and Facebook matches, and then we're going to make an expansion in South America market, and after that, in 250, we're going to go worldwide and to go to international market. And what are we seeking? We want to find advisors in business development in dating market, or advisors for moving our business to US market. And we're also seeking for fundraising. Soulmater. Find a real soulmate, not just date.
Is this too loud as it is? So this could be a death sentence with this microphone. Great ideas are crucial to any successful startup. But without an amazing team to execute upon them, the best ideas will never gain traction. College campuses are a unique gathering point for some of the most talented individuals. I mean, look at all of you beautiful people. Can't even imagine what the collective SAT score of this room is. I can just smell the talent right now. But the problem is, there's no mechanism in place to connect these people together around a single purpose. Endeavor solves these issues as a social network for ideas. It helps students with a vision and anyone else within a university find the talent they need to get their startups off the ground. Students with ideas can come to the Endeavor's platform to recruit the necessary talent to help launch their startups. Likewise, students without ideas who are still uniquely talented can come to the Endeavor site to search through and apply to join startups on the site that excite them. Imagine there's a group of university students who's developed a powerful melanoma diagnostics technology in the lab, and you want to quickly bring their innovation into the marketplace through the formation of a startup called Dermalytics. Using our university network, the Dermalytics team could seek out and organize a university-based team to help bring their product into the marketplace. So Dermalytics could come to our site and create a front-facing profile that briefly describes what their project does, their mission, who's involved in their team, and most importantly, lists what their current talent needs are so that they can get out to the users on the Endeavor's platform. They can also actively go about and search all the different user profiles we have on our site, and they can categorize their searches by the type of role, the major, or they can use our recommendation engine, which matches the talent they've listed that they need on their public-facing profile to the talent of particular users on our site. Also, on the personal side of things, those who don't have an idea can create a personal profile. So here we have Brian Kavanaugh, one of our co-founders. From his biography, it looks like he's an avid surfer and a very talented UX designer. In the past, he's worked for a very notable tech startup in the Los Angeles area. And there's his profile as well, where he links back design media that he's created in the past. And then on his end, he can discover ideas on the site and categorize his search by what's trending on the site. He can categorize by industry and, once again, use the recommendation engine to expedite the process by which he's matched to a particular idea. In terms of our target user base, we target anyone within a university, but predominantly students. Students have bright ideas and have a lot of time, and they're willing to prove themselves. In terms of our short-term strategy, we plan to drive extensive user growth over a 1 to 2 year phase. But in terms of our long-term business model, we have a subscription-based model that attracts funded research firms and corporations, such as DARPA, the Department of Energy, and the Southern California Gas Company. Our platform will enable these outside groups to form student-based teams around licensed innovations that they've had trouble actively developing in-house. Our partnership with the Early X Foundation proves the viability of this model. In terms of what our go-to-market strategy and how we differentiate ourselves from our competitors, we have a targeted approach to universities. We offer exclusive access to .edu email addresses, which helps form localized basins of entrepreneurs. Our competitors, on the other hand, offer public access to anyone within the world, and oftentimes they form disparate teams from people with from multiple countries or from different states, and we don't believe that's a very feasible solution to expedite entrepreneurship. In terms of our team, I'm Aaron Rubicek, and I'm co-founder of Endeavors. Our team presently consists of 2 software engineers, a user interface designer, and a business strategist who have previously launched 2 startups together. We're all current or former university students who understand the initial struggle of forming a successful team. Yet more importantly, we understand the satisfaction gained from finding that solid, uniquely talented team. In terms of our active advisory board, one of our advisors is a former program manager at DARPA, and our other active advisor is the Chief Technology Officer of the Early X Foundation, and in addition to that, he is a full-time professor of entrepreneurship at Pepperdine University. In terms of the progress we've made thus far, we are currently in the beta testing phase of development. Additionally, we have secured UCLA and Cal State Fullerton as our launch campuses for this upcoming fall. Lastly, we have secured a partnership with the Early X Foundation, who will help bring cutting-edge government-funded research projects to our platform. For our future roadmap, like I said earlier, we plan to launch this upcoming fall at UCLA and Cal State Fullerton. We are also currently in negotiations with Caltech University and Pepperdine University about bringing our platform to their students as well. And in terms of future partnerships, there's a major initiative currently taking place within the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce, which is trying to connect the research and development departments of major corporations from the Los Angeles area to up-and-coming entrepreneurs in Los Angeles as well, to help out those licensed innovations that have had trouble making their way into the marketplace. And so we plan to connect the R&D departments of these corporations with the entrepreneurs that frequent our site. We are currently seeking 2 additional advisors who will provide us with insights in terms of user acquisition and network scalability. We're looking to fully close out our advisory board to create as a robust platform as we can to make collegiate-based entrepreneurship a reality for everyone. Endeavors, connecting the brightest minds around the next generation of startup ideas.
Okay, everyone, that actually concludes our program for tonight. So please feel free to interact with the teams. They'll be out at tables in the main area. Really appreciate your support, and we'll look forward to seeing you at other UCLA events. Thank you.